But the reason Web3 Exposed was curated was because my years in marketing, I've always been known to be outspoken, to speak my truth, and to be as transparent as I humanly possibly can. What up, Web3? What up, YouTube? What up, Twitter? What up, Internet? First and foremost, if you're watching the video, shout out to you. I just want to go over a few things, and I do have notes so I don't, go off track here. But why am I in Web3? 2 years ago, I stepped into Web3 and I spent $3,000 on an NFT that went to zero. And before that, I was into sales and marketing, MLM to be specific. Built two different companies. One was called Wake Up Now, another one was called Wealth Generators. Took them very far, helped a lot of the core build out, be created. I was one of the first people on the internet to talk about investing before it was cool to talk about investing. At first it was stocks, then it got into Forex. Everybody knows about Forex. And I personally found myself at one point, which not necessarily bad, but only selling the product, but not actually using the product. And the product at the time was teaching you how to invest. And I was over here worried about the referral commissions opposed to actually studying, learning. And quite honestly, there was quite a few people that I put on to trading from, whatever membership or course or whatever it is that, like, at the time I was promoting, right? Which, like I said, it was only one of two companies. And the point is, though, they learned the skill, took advantage of it, and went very far. And I saw this happen with a few people. And it actually motivated me to, like, wait a second, selling is cool, marketing is cool. How about actually invest? Personally, when I got into this whole, just internet life of just being able to sell a product and make money, it was 2012. So I was like basically dropping out of college, 19 years old, broke college student in the dorm room. And I just was like, well, how can I make money online? And so that's where my mindset started. And my whole point of all this, though, is because when I got to Web3, it made me realize how this is literally like, not to disrespect the NFT industry in any way, but this is literally like mini network marketing companies, right? NFT projects. Because what was going on? You had the Discord build out, the Twitter build out, communities growing by the fucking day because of excitement, FOMO, what's to come with the project. And so obviously huge difference, whereas people are not coming in to like buy a product per se, which it kind of is, but at the same time, a lot of people were buying NFTs in the beginning. Why? Because they thought they could 2, 3, 4, 5x their money. Whereas in network marketing, people bought a product whether to use it, not necessarily to make money. In my case, they did buy it to attempt to make money. But my whole point is I fell in love with Web3 because I found myself being able to use the strengths that I've built in the last 10 years here. Sales and marketing, my go-to. I don't have a fucking college degree for sales and marketing. I have experiences, stories, videos, content, and tons of things to show my progression, right? Which on this YouTube channel you can see I still have a lot of old content up from years ago. But that's why I got into Web. That's why I got into Web3. That's why I stayed in Web3. I saw how I can. First of all, I fell in love with the fun and the creative aspect of the build, and then I realized, dude, this is like not only the future, but this is what I'm already like good at, but now just presented in a different way. My role in Web3, strategic advisory. I really don't like the freaking word advisor. Everybody and their mom is an advisor. No shade, all good. Marketing, sales, advisory, it's all very important. Collab managers, all very important people, play very important roles. Discord mods, community managers, very, very important roles. And so for me, I didn't wake up 2 years ago and say, I'm going to be a strategic advisor in Web3. No, my Web2 business is selling sneakers and clothes and collectibles. As you probably see behind me, there's like sneakers. Obviously my own, but the point is that's what I'm into. That's what I'm really good at. Aside from that, consulting, connecting some dots, plugging people into other people, right? And literally nobody big. I just really good at what I do, and I have a nice network. When it came to actually make a business out of Web3, I realized, okay, how can I add my strengths to it? A really good friend of mine, IRL friend, known him for years at this point, decided, hey, I want to create a project. He's a very, very creative person, very great and amazing at storytelling, which is ironic because now that's like the meta. But the point is, he had the idea, he presented it to me, and I told him, hey, if you're serious, I'll help you. I was like, I have no idea what we're getting into, but I'll help you. And so we did it. It was me and three other friends. We all came together. We had the creative behind it. We had the advisory behind it. We had the marketing behind it, which was myself. And so the point I'm making here, and I really don't even need to share this, but I think it's important. I learned how powerful it was to build, not only with a team of people you trust, but a product or a story or whatever it is, art that you resonate with, that you want to share with the world. I started to build out with friends. I definitely learned a lot, gained a lot. We all did, in all ways, and we're able to learn from that experience as well, and move forward. That community is still going strong. Shout out to the Hero NFT community. That's what made me realize, okay, I can actually work in Web3 and add to bigger things than myself. I've never cared to be a founder. I've never cared to want to run a project ever. If anybody that knows me for more than 5 years, you know that my and I think this comes from network marketing, but my whole MO is, how can I work for somebody bigger than me and add to what they got going on? And it's really obvious. I love to be known to connect that dot. Or, oh yeah, Shanice plugged me in with that. My intentions. Like I just mentioned, I've been self-employed into marketing and sales for the last 10 years. I have not clocked in for somebody in 10 years. And then there was one other time where I actually had the blessing of working for a really big marketer. And the point is, these things were all great. But the core thing that I've realized about myself is that I'm really, really good at what I do. I'm really good at putting a plan together. I'm really good at showing somebody, hey, this is your product. This is how you can package it beautifully and present it to the world. So those are my intentions in Web3. My goals in Web3, which ironic enough, I know them more than ever now. I couldn't tell you 2 years ago I did. I just knew, okay, well, I know what I'm good at. I know what I want to do. I know my intentions. Let's work. And so now that I've been able to build the platform that I'm building and have fun while I'm doing it, I want to build a media brand. That's what I'm actually doing. That's what's actually going on. 2 years ago, I didn't think I would want to do that because I didn't think I had something important. I really wanted to kind of talk about it. And it's ironic because I've always been the outspoken marketer, right? There's tons of content on me online of ranting and all types of stuff. And so now it's funny because I've been able to find a way to monetize it and then also talk about what's relevant, not just me, but also create like a vibe for other people to come and also discuss what's relevant, even stuff that's hard. And so that's going to kind of lead me into why it took me 2 years to start Twitter Spaces. It took me 2 years to start Twitter Spaces was because I was in Clubhouse rooms and other people's Twitter Spaces. Talking about I was less than 4,000 followers on stages with bigger names, 10, 15, 20, 100,000 of followers. And that doesn't mean much. I'm not trying to say it does. My point is I was able to hang around these people because I was adding to the conversation. I was sharing experience, right? I was contributing in the best way I knew possible. And excuse my, noisy schnauzer. But the point is, it took me so long because I really, really wanted to understand, okay, what's the meta? Why do people even listen to a Twitter space? Why do people even want to be on a Twitter space? And the more that I was hanging around different groups, not all groups, some of them I realized, all right, every freaking day this is like a shill fest. What are you getting out of this? And then I realized, okay, that guy got an app. No shade, that's cool. And then my point is, you just realize certain people have their ulterior motives or whatever, which if you're being clear up front of what you got going on, it's not bad. And then if you decide to stay as a consumer, then that's on you. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I didn't find any room or environment that was like talking about the hard stuff, right? Like there's a handful of projects that I worked for free that I didn't realize till there's actually maybe one project that I didn't realize till maybe 90 days in that, okay, this person may not be a fraud, but they're operating in in fraudulent manner. They're not being honest. I had to look at the blockchain. I had to really understand Etherscan to the point where, okay, what the fuck is really going on with this money? And so my point is, I've went through it all. I've seen the success of a project. I've seen the failure. I worked for people for free because I just made the wrong decisions. A lot of us can relate to that. In the bull market, hey, I'll work for 90 days for half the amount or for nothing. And then, you can pay me later. Why? Because everybody's excited. It's the bull market. In this 2 years of building, I didn't want to start a room, start something just to do it. And so I think for me, what ended up happening is there was a specific room that I would spend a lot of time on. I'm talking about almost a year, every night for like 3 or 4 hours. And it was a way to decompress, but also a way to connect and network. And it was cool because there was a lot of not like all types of people that we were able to connect with. And then I learned quickly, I'm like, Spaces is very powerful. But then there was that like disconnect. I'm like, man, I want to talk about tougher things. I want to talk about like the hard shit. I don't want to be rude about it. I don't want to be, for those of you that know, I know I can get loud, I can get passionate, but never intending to attack. A lot of this stuff comes from passion, and also too, never the one to be I told you so, but a lot of the excitement that you guys hear on Spaces comes from like shit that I've known for months. And then I'm like, what the but I take all feedback seriously, and so I get it. There's ways and there's times for the excitement and everything like that, and I'm learning to be more quiet on my own stage, because sometimes there's people that are smarter than you that you should listen to, right? And so I say all this to say and kind of wrap this up with saying Web3 Exposed was designed to talk about everything important in Web3 and also the hard stuff. I had the blessing of meeting Books and NFT NYC, and it was cool. We connected instantly, and it was funny because we've been talking for months back and forth on like Twitter randomly, and I know he listened to a lot of the rooms I'm in, and it was just cool to put a face to the name, shake his hand, and I felt a genuine vibe. And to be completely transparent with anybody here that doesn't understand, I know nobody in Web3 aside from the 3 friends that I came into it with that I know IRL. And everybody else that maybe we be cool or seem cool, nobody knows me, and I know nobody. I only know them based off their Web3 experience, and they only know me off my Web3 experience and what they've seen with me. Believe pretty much like quarter what you see on the internet, on this app. For real. And I say all this to say, like, when it comes to creating out loud, especially with other people, and there can like what happens is, and I'm saying this because I used to experience it. This is actually what stopped me from marketing years ago. I started to compare myself. I started to assume and think and be entitled. Oh, I deserve that. That should be me. Why isn't that me? And it was like I was literally like spiraling in a negative way. And why am I saying this? Because right now I see that same thing happening, not to me, but to other people. And I just want to say everybody deserves to create. Everybody deserves to have put out their passion for whatever it is, move in their purpose, build shit, fuck it up, fail. But the reason Web3 Exposed was curated was because my years in marketing, I've always been known to be outspoken, to speak my truth, and to be as transparent as I fucking humanly possibly can. And so years ago, I started a freaking vlog called Network Marketing Exposed. And you guys will see the clip here in a second. Didn't have best to share this with everybody. When I first got in the industry about 2 years ago, I was close to broke, pretty much broke as a joke. Didn't have more than 25, $50 in my bank account. And so I was coming at this with the straight, how do I make money mentality, which is normal for most people. So all I did was pretty much follow what I thought was the right thing to do. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have somebody to say, Shanice, do this. This is the right way to do things. I didn't know that there is a right and wrong way to actually go about network marketing. And so what I was doing was following people that I thought were making an income because of all the money they were flashing. Come to find out, they're not making any type of money, any real sustainable income at least. And it's crazy to see that today that those same people are either doing what they used to do, barely making any income, or actually not even in network marketing anymore, and they're working a job. And it was the same stuff. I was exposing the bullshit that I was being fed in network marketing from certain people, and I was sick of it. And it's not like there's not bullshit. There's bullshit in every industry. Ask 10 different people in 10 different industries, they're going to tell you there's bullshit in every industry. But you get to decipher what you consume. This is an industry where so much money is being exchanged and people leave and give up because they're over here being finessed by grifters and schemers and people that have no good intentions for the space as a whole. And if you don't have disposable income, you're going to get burnt out. So that's why Web3 Exposed was curated. I appreciate people like Books. And I'm saying this because I think it's important. We didn't just, hey, buddy, you want to be my host? Hell, sure, buddy. No. I learned him. I understood him. And it's been less than a year. The guy could be a fucking serial killer for all I know. I don't think that's the case. My point is this. I trust him. I respect him. And I appreciate him as a person, as a human in the space, as somebody that's already taught me so much in a short amount of time. I appreciate that. And I'm appreciative that he's the person that I started this with. And so that's why Web3 Exposed was created. That's why I decided to curate a space 2 years after being in spaces. Okay? And so I hope that made sense. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I guess the last things I could say is this was never curated to expose people, names, bad things. This was to create a conversation in an environment where people can talk about the difficult conversations without attacking each other. And I understand passion. I get loud. Books get sharp. We all get loud, sharp. And it seems like it's attacking. And I'll be the first to say, hey, I could take it down a notch. So boom. Whatever. But is that going to still take away from the fact that these, certain things are still occurring? No. I could be as nice as you want me to be. The shit is still happening. And I'm sorry that I'm not so delicate and nice and soft-spoken and sweet. But I cannot change who I am to please, I don't even know who you are. Appreciate everybody once again. I hope to see you guys soon. I'm going to see you guys soon. Stay tuned. Appreciate you.